few months before I was born, my dad met a stranger who was new to our small village. From the beginning, Dad was fascinated with the enchanting newcomer and soon invited him to live with our family. The stranger was quickly accepted and was around to welcome me into the world a few months later. As I grew up, I never questioned his place in our family. Mum taught us to love the scriptures, and Dad taught us to obey them. But the stranger was our storyteller. He could weave the most fascinating tales, adventures, mysteries and comedies with daily conversations. He could hold our whole family spellbound for hours each evening, and he was a good friend to the whole family. He took Dad, Paul and me to our first Premier League football game. He was always encouraging us to see the latest movies, and he even made the arrangements to introduce us to several film stars. The stranger was an incessant talker. Dad didn't seem to mind, but sometimes Mum would quietly get up while the rest of us were enthralled by one of the stories of the faraway places. Go to her room, read her scriptures, and pray. I wonder now if she ever prayed that the stranger would leave. You see, my dad ruled our household, and with certain moral convictions, but the stranger never felt an obligation to honour them. Profanity, for example, was not allowed in our house. Not from us, not from our friends, or adults. Our long-time visitor, however, used occasional four-letter words that burned my ears and made Dad squirm. To my knowledge, the stranger was never confronted. My dad was a teetotaler who didn't allow alcohol in his home, not even for cooking. But the stranger felt like we needed exposure and enlightened us to other ways of life. He offered us beer and other alcoholic beverages often. He made cigarettes look tasty, cigars manly, and pipes distinguished. He talked freely, much too freely, about sex. His comments were sometimes blatant, sometimes suggestive, and generally embarrassing. I know now that my early concepts of the man-woman relationship were influenced by the stranger. As I look back, I realize that it was by the favour of the Almighty that the stranger didn't influence us more. Time after time, he opposed the values of my parents, yet he was seldom rebuked and never asked to leave. More than 40 years have passed since the stranger moved in with a young family on High Street. But if I were to walk into my parents' den today, you would still see him sitting over in the corner, waiting for someone to listen to him talk and watch him draw his pictures. His name? We always just called him TV.